always a strange world, isn't it, in the world of show business? Because when you look at people who are in charge of certain things, when you look, for instance, the recent ITV scandal, it's never their fault. It's never a reason as to why they don't get their bumper paycheck at the end of the stint, no matter how badly they've done. You know what I mean? We've had the BBC chief over here recently in the United Kingdom saying he thinks he's done a good job so far. I mean, at what measure do they put this against? Always makes me laugh. But then it gets even worse, because when you look at brands that have been well respected and loved for over 100 years, you can't help but thinking, why on earth did they think this was a particularly good idea? Also, given the fact that the certain person that is included in this particular brand has had such a bad time with the media of late. Which avenue are they personally listening to? So why on earth did then the bosses of the now little red Vogue magazine decide to plummet with this particular lady as their front cover girl? That's right, the Harry Potter star Miriam Margolyes. Now, Miriam really has carved out something of a career for many years of being sensationalist, outrageous, and rather, shall we say, stretching the truth, allegedly. I've met her on a number of occasions, and she's everything that you would imagine. Vulgar, completely to the point, and quite disrespectful to those around her. Of course, the public persona is totally different. That of somebody who's very shocking, the naughty gran at the table, that type of thing. But this really turned everything around for Miriam, even though she had a very strong young fan base with the Harry Potter group. If you recall, a couple of years ago on live television, she claimed that she hoped the then British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Boris Johnson, would have died during the COVID, particularly when he got it himself. A shocking state of affairs to think. But she still kept getting invited onto all of those chat shows like the now beleaguered This Morning, alongside Philip Schofield. Birds of a feather, you know what I'm saying? And what's interesting now is, as I say, Vogue, who has seen a plummet in sales in their one-time glossy magazine, have decided to put Miriam on the front cover with these rather sensationalist pictures. I won't show you them all because, it's rather early for some people who are literally tuning in. But on a serious note, this is the problem with the brands. They're completely ruining things that the public like. They're not necessarily listening to the public. And I can say this from experience. In the studios that I visit on a regular basis, there's foyers full of free magazines. One of them is Vogue magazine. So for all the advertisers out there that advertise thinking they get all of these people picking up the magazines, I can tell you that there are many simply left on the shelf month after month after month. But seemingly, the Vogue editor, Edward Enninful, a friend of Meghan Markle's, let's not forget, has now decided to step down into a new created role, perhaps not too much in time. And given the fact that once again, he's decided to plump for a rather controversial front cover star, one can only ponder exactly what the sales may be. Lots of social media posts, but as a very expensive magazine that it is, Vogue, will it actually turn into readership? And more importantly, the much needed money. As ever, it's a developing story. And when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.